Today we're taking a look at a classic film that pioneered the kung fu comedy in an age where everyone was trying to be the next Bruce Lee. Drunken Master is an action comedy centered around two Chinese folk heroes, Wang Fa-hung, played by Jackie Chan, and Beggar So, played by Yuan Xiudian, who is also the father of the film's director, Yuan Wuping. More on him later. The film follows a young, arrogant Wang Fa-hung who is constantly getting into trouble and shirking his training, prompting his exasperated father to ask Beggar So to train him in the hopes of making him a better person. What follows is the classic story of an arrogant but talented martial artist slowly learning and growing into that better person. It fully demonstrates one important facet of Jackie Chan's appeal, and that is the sense of vulnerability. Unlike other action heroes that try to come across as invincible, Jackie's characters always get hurt, even at moments where they are doing well. This pain and suffering humanizes them and makes them more relatable, and you see that pretty clearly with this film. As for the action, the moments are very reminiscent of what one would see in Chinese opera. You can tell by how the exchange of attacks almost has a musical flow to it, as though it was choreographed to a specific drum beat. Combine this expert sense of timing with its use of slapstick humor, and you're left with action comedy at its finest. As for my favorite scene, that would have to go to the final battle between Fa-hung and Thunderleg, as you see the culmination of everything he's learned. It's especially gratifying to watch when you consider just how badly he was beaten by Thunderleg at the start of the second act. Moreover, even though he's become a better fighter, he's still prone to making mistakes. Although he's mastered the techniques of the first 7 drunken gods, the fact that he never practiced the techniques of the final god, Miss Ho, comes back to bite him. He overcomes this hurdle by combining the techniques of the other gods, but it still shows that although he's become a better fighter, his ego is still his undoing. Honestly, there's not much I can really say about the film that countless others haven't said already. It's a solid film that has held up incredibly well over the years. The only downside is that the most recently released version that's available in the States has a number of problems. Firstly, the subtitles are dub titles, meaning that they took the script of the English dub, did a find and replace to switch the character names back to their Chinese names, and then placed them onto the DVD following the timing of the dub, rather than the original Cantonese audio. On top of that, parts of the original Cantonese audio are missing, which will prompt the film to switch to the English dub for a couple of moments. Apparently this was because the original audio for those scenes was lost, as even on the newest home video release of the film in Hong Kong, those moments had to be redubbed by voice actors. Aside from those little nitpicks, it's an enjoyable film for any martial arts fan. If you want to see the early days of Jackie Chan and the early days of kung fu comedy, then Drunken Master is required viewing. Definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it already.